How are you today? Are you ready to our writing lesson today? So pay attention and listen carefully, please. Today is Thursday, 19th of March, 2020. Our writing lesson today is about animal fantasy story. Okay? What does fantasy story mean? What does fantasy story mean? Fantasy is a story that includes elements that are impossible, such as talking animals or magical powers. What's the meaning of that? A story that includes characters, events that are impossible, that will never happen, okay? In the real, for example, talking animals, okay, or magical powers. Got it? Got it. Okay, so fantasy, a story that includes elements that are impossible, such as talking animal or magical powers. Again, fantasy is a story that includes elements. Elements means characters, events, settings, okay? So a story that includes elements that are impossible. It will never happen in the real life, such as talking animals. Have you ever seen any animal talking? Of course no. So it is fantasy, okay? The last time, fantasy is a story that includes elements that are impossible, such as talking animals or magical powers. Now, what does an animal fantasy story mean? Animal fantasy, not only fantasy, animal fantasy story. It is a story with an animal as the main character. So a story, but the character, the main character in it is an animal, okay? So what does an animal fantasy story mean? It is a story with an animal as the main character. Again, all of you with me. A story with an animal as the main character. So what does an animal fantasy story mean? All of you. A story with an animal as the main character. Again, a story with an animal as the main character. So the main character in the animal fantasy story is an animal. Great. Now, examples. Cat in the hat, or the cat in the hat. This is an example of an animal fantasy story. The cat in the hat. So, from the title we can know who is the main character in this story. Of course, the cat. The second example, the tale of Peter Rabbit. This is the second example. You can know also from the title that the main character in this story is the rabbit. Excellent. The third one, the turtle and the rabbit. The turtle and the rabbit. From this title also you can know who are the characters or the main characters here. The turtle and the rabbit. Excellent. Now let's watch this short animal fantasy story.
after rabbit. Wandering all day long, all he did was jump up and admire himself. He loved talking about how much faster he was than the other animals.
I'm the fastest animal in the forest. Would anyone like to race with me?
He sure did run fast with his very big feet. The other animals hated the way he would show off, in saying that they never ever won a race.
Yes, I win again. Why? Because I'm fast.
Everywhere he went, he would say, "I'm so fast, no one could ever pass me." His words had begun to disturb all the other animals in the forest.
Okay, he might be the fastest, but the fact that he says and shows off about it's not nice.
Someone should teach him a lesson to smarten up.
All that was said amongst all the animals in the forest managed to go to the turtle. The turtle walked very slow. It would take him a day to reach the distance the rabbit could make in a minute. The turtle wished he would come across the rabbit one of these days. He went to the other animals and told them that he would like to race with the rabbit.
You want to race him?
Not even the fastest animals have won against the rabbit. How can you?
You leave that part up to me.
The turtle went next to the rabbit.
Good day, Mr. Rabbit. I have been searching for you.
Curiously, the rabbit asked,
And why might you be looking for me?
I hear that you are the fastest animal in the forest. Well, actually, that's what you think. But to be sure, I would like to race with you. Let's see who is faster.
As soon as the turtle had finished what he had to say, the rabbit began to laugh so hard that all the other animals in the forest heard him.
You? With me? A race? Are you joking me? It's impossible for you to pass me. By the time you take a step, I would finish the race.
Well, unless we race, we will never know, will we?
Okay, be ready then. Tomorrow morning we race.
As the turtle began walking away, the rabbit continued on laughing. The following morning, the animals arrived at the racecourse. They noticed the turtle waiting at the starting line, all ready to go. Very sure of himself, the turtle was smiling.
Please tell me how you're going to beat the rabbit. If he really is so proud and a big show-off, as you all say he is, then this race isn't going to be hard at all.
Soon after, with his very stuck-up attitude, holding a carrot, the rabbit arrived at the racecourse.
Let's race and finish this. I still haven't had breakfast.
Finishing their last preparations, they arrived at the starting point.
The first one that arrives at the red line at the end of the forest wins.
With the mark of the mole, the race started. Just like an arrow, the rabbit flew by. The turtle, on the other hand, began to walk slowly. Whoa! The rabbit was nowhere to be seen. The animals watching the race thought that the turtle was going to get beaten. After running a while, the rabbit stopped and had a look behind him. There was nothing to be seen.
By the looks of it, the turtle will finish the race tonight. I better sit and finish my carrot.
The rabbit finished eating his carrot, looked up the road, and from afar he saw the turtle coming. With a cheeky grin, he stood up and continued on running. The rabbit had nearly reached the finishing point.
bit sleepy after breakfast. I might sit under this tree and take a nap.
As confident as he was about winning the race, the rabbit drifted off to sleep. The turtle continued on walking very, very slowly, but with great confidence. At last he arrived next to the rabbit. He saw that the rabbit was in a deep sleep. Without stopping, he continued on his way. A while later, the rabbit woke up. When he looked and could not see the turtle...
The turtle is nowhere to be seen. Maybe he doesn't want to race anymore. I should finish my race now.
As the rabbit was slowly making his way to the finishing point, what does he see? The turtle had passed him. In fact, he was about to finish the race. Using all the energy he had left over, he tried to pass the turtle. But the turtle had already finished the race. Some of the animals waiting at the finish line were extremely happy. All the animals were throwing the turtle up in the air with great excitement, while the rabbit stood in the corner with great sadness. Turtle, the winner of the race, walked towards the rabbit.
Mr. Rabbit, the important thing is being consistent about everything that you do. To brag with nonsense and love yourself is weakness. I beat you not because I was faster, but I was wiser and did what I did seriously.
You're right. From now on, I will stop bragging about being the fastest amongst everyone.
I should return now. My home is a long journey away.
The turtle smiled and continued on his way. The rabbit learnt a good lesson and noticed his mistake. After that day on, he never ever bragged about himself, nor did he ever race again.
Now, after watching the short story, tell me, what is the title of the story? The Turtle and the Rabbit. So, what is the title of the story? Excellent. Okay, you watch the movie, right? Can you get from it? What is the setting? Where did it happen? What is the setting? Excellent. In a forest. It happened in a forest. Now, who are the characters? We said the rabbit and the turtle. Excellent. Now, let's write here the events in order. What happened first, then what happened next, and finally what happened at the end. What happened first? The rabbit was very proud that he is very fast, right? The turtle challenged the rabbit to defeat him in a race. What happened next? Next day, the rabbit and the turtle got ready to run the race. The rabbit ran very fast, but the turtle ran very slowly. What happened at the end? The rabbit stopped, the turtle ran non-stop and defeated the rabbit in the race. Now, teacher, you can use this chart or these you can say details to write a short paragraph, a short story, an animal fantasy story about the turtle and the rabbit. Here I wrote for you a sample. You can use it to help you in your writing, but before, I want you not to forget to write the title at the middle. Don't forget to capitalize what you should to capitalize. Don't forget the indentation or the space at the beginning of the paragraph. Don't forget the punctuations, commas, and periods. Okay? Now I will read the story I wrote for you. The Turtle and the Rabbit. Long ago, there was a rabbit living in a forest. A turtle also lived nearby in the same forest. The rabbit was always very proud that he is very fast. One day, the turtle challenged the rabbit to defeat him in a race. Next day, the rabbit and the turtle reached the starting line. They got ready to run the race. As the fox waved the flag, both started running. The rabbit ran very fast, but the turtle ran very slowly. The rabbit stopped to rest, and while taking rest, he fell asleep. The turtle ran non-stop and defeated the rabbit in the race. Try to write a short story, a short animal fantasy story about the turtle and the rabbit, about the movie you watched before, and you can use this sample to help you.